Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 is one of the best MCU films and gives a great ending to this story and to this iteration of the Guardians. So we know that after that film, most of these characters will not return, but some of them certainly will. That was definitely set up in the post-credit scene when we were introduced to a new Guardians of the Galaxy team, and it left many people wondering, are we going to get a Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 4, even if it is without maybe a Star-Lord, without James Gunn directing? Could we get that? Or maybe will we see the Guardians just pop up in the next Avengers movies? And that's kind of what we've been talking about since Guardians 3's release. And so now it is coming at us from Comic Diggy, however you want to pronounce that. I really don't know how reliable this source is, so definitely take this with a grain of salt, but I really just want to talk about this more just because of the idea of it. I think it's honestly fairly likely, but they're saying that Star-Lord, Nebula, and the new Guardians will appear in Doomsday and Secret Wars. Of course, the next two Avengers films releasing in 2026 and 2027. So let's talk about this. First of all, that means no Drax, no Gamora, no Mantis, and that's to be expected, especially Drax. I mean, even before Volume 3 came out, Dave Bautista was saying this is his last film in the role, he's done with the character, he's moving on, possibly to the DCU, who knows. Gamora, I feel like it's a similar thing. Zoe Saldana has said, she wouldn't say no to coming back, but she definitely feels like she's moved on. And Palm Clementieff, I believe, is coming to the DCU with James Gunn as well. So that means we would get Star-Lord and we would get Nebula. Nebula, she kind of retired at the end of that film, so it makes, of the characters supposedly returning for these Avengers films, she's the one that makes the least sense, but given how big of a role she had in Avengers Endgame and her connection to the Avengers, and just, we know Karen Gillan loves that character and loves the MCU, and she definitely has her fans. I love Nebula, so I'd love to see her come back. But then, of course, there's Star-Lord, which I think makes the most sense of any of the Guardians members to be in Avengers Doomsday and Secret Wars, because it was set up at the end of Volume 3 that he would continue as the legendary Star-Lord. It said the legendary Star-Lord will return. We've been thinking maybe, are we even going to get a Star-Lord solo movie or Disney Plus series? If that's what's going to happen, is he going to join the Avengers? Who knows? But I feel like this is very likely that he will be in these two Avengers movies. And Chris Pratt, maybe he'll go to the DCU as well, but he wants to do both. So that's definitely something that's quite exciting, I think. And then we have, of course, our new Guardians, which, obviously it'll be great to see Rocket and Groot return. Get Cosmo in there and Phyla and Kraglin and all those people. But honestly, the one I'd be most excited for is Adam Warlock, because of course Adam Warlock in the comics played a huge part in the Infinity Gauntlet storyline, so not having him be a part of Infinity War and Endgame was a little weird, but making up for that with him coming in for Doomsday and Secret Wars, wow. And Adam Warlock, I like how he was done in Volume 3, but this is just a character I really want to see more of. Honestly, I would love to see an Adam Warlock solo project. I think that would be great. Even just like a special presentation. But especially dealing with the multiverse. Even though we already did the Infinity Gauntlet storyline, just because of multiverse reasons, we could totally get to see Adam Warlock wielding the Infinity Gauntlet like he did in the comics. That would be awesome. There's a lot of really cool opportunities with this. And again, Guardians is probably the best trilogy in the MCU, one of the best comic book trilogies of all time. But I'm excited to see some of these characters return down the line, whether it is just the new Guardians or maybe Star-Lord coming back and possibly Nebula as well. I think this could be really cool, and definitely is something that gets me quite excited, because we know Doomsday and Secret Wars, they're going big with these films. They're bringing in everyone. They want it to be bigger than Infinity War and Endgame. And, we got a lot of characters to pull from here. So, anyways, guys, let me know your thoughts in the comments below. What do you think about these rumors that the Guardians of the Galaxy will return for the next two Avengers films, Avengers Doomsday and Secret Wars? Which characters are you most excited to see? And do you think we'll maybe even see some variants of these characters possibly in Secret Wars when we get to Battleworld? Who knows? But for now, guys, Maybe we'll even get a Guardians 4 or another Guardians project somewhere down the line with the new Guardians. Who knows? Maybe a Star-Lord solo project. Who knows? So anyways, guys, thanks so much for watching. Please drop a like if you enjoyed this video and hit the subscribe button so I keep up to date on everything that goes on in the Marvel life.